What's up everyone? So today I have a fix for the Nissan 370Z. I have an issue that's been occurring, and you might have that issue as well, or maybe somewhere along the line later on down the line. So stay tuned for that, and we're gonna go over why I haven't been posting anything on the 370Z. So let's get into this video and see what it's all about. All right, so why I haven't been posting anything on the Nissan 370 is because it's been in the shop, in and out. So let me show you what happened and the reason why it's kind of been dormant. So I was in a parking lot and a semi truck came across this way and made the turn too sharp, and they clipped the back end of my vehicle. They took this out and they tore the bumper. I'll show you some images on that. It scooted the whole rear end about maybe 2 feet over in the parking lot. I have some videos on that. I might post that as well. But they had to repair this section, and in doing so they removed the glass to paint it, and they had to put a new one in and then match the tint and stuff, just because I guess their protocol is they got to replace the actual glass. They can't just put the old one back in, even though it's fine. So whatever, they swapped out my rims. I already put new tires on it after, because the other ones were bald. This gap here shouldn't be here. It should be a lot tighter. Okay, it's dirty right now because it just rained. And then you see this gap, this is the way it should be, but every time they get the gap super tight, it starts pilling. So I've been in and out of Caliber Collision having them repaint this, fix it, and it's just been an issue. So either this side pills or the other side pills, depending on how they attach this. So that's been the main reason why I haven't done anything, is because for a year straight, every couple of weeks this happens. Now they don't want to do anything about it, so I need to find another place that will repair this and get it right. A couple of years earlier, I had a guy hit this area. I was driving along in the rain, of course, and what ended up happening is the guy thought he was in a left-hand turn lane, which he wasn't. He was supposed to go straight, and he just, you know, makes a turn and clips me. So they repaired the bumper, fixed it, painted it, whatever. Okay, but excluding that incident, this is the main incident that's been holding, you know, any changes from happening here. And then of course before that, you know, I did the shift knob. You know, I got the GTR shift knob, the iPad insert, the flat bottom, flat top steering wheel, of course. Okay, put the struts in. So that's all that's been done. And then also the brake calipers, put the larger rotors on the 18-inch rims, and then the roof wrap. So that's kind of been, you know, what I did beforehand. And now, as you can see, it's actually pilling. Okay, it's cracking, which is whatever. This whole thing could come off this summer. And it started doing this because last summer it was super hot, and the sun just like really tore up my vinyl. It really hardened it. So I'm gonna actually pull this off, and I'll show you the process of that as well. So that's been occupying me, you know, for the last couple of years. So after also getting the car back, these tabs got broke. The dealership doesn't want to do anything about that, or the place that actually took it in for repair, ones that actually broke this, because I know they were getting hardened. But instead of telling me, they just put it back on, and you know, they didn't tell me that they actually broke them. So I might be designing new covers for this and 3D printing them myself, so I could put my logo or something in there, make it tricked out. Okay, but that's that portion of everything. The things that weren't working on this vehicle after I got it back from the shop or replaced the battery, it was either the battery replacement shorted something out, or it was the company that was doing the repairs on the bodywork arced out something. Okay, so whatever it was, I lost power to the needles, and they wouldn't take responsibility. But I lost power to the needles, those as well. Okay, the background illuminated just fine, everything illuminated. And the only reason why I found this out was because I drove at night and the needles weren't lighting up, but the cluster would. Which I should have checked that. Well, I didn't know, but I should have looked into that stuff before I received the car, because this happened, you know, weeks later when I actually drove it at night. I saw that issue. Needles wouldn't light up. When locking the doors and stuff, it wouldn't chirp or anything. And the clock over here would not hold its presets. Once you turn off the vehicle, the clock would go to 1 o'clock, okay? Which led me into a forum that was talking about fuse number 10 for clock issues, or 10 amp fuse. This thing right here, this block, all right, this is on page 8-23 in your owner's manual, okay? It just basically tells you that that thing gets pulled out when a dealership has the vehicle, just so it doesn't drain the battery, and they're supposed to push it in. Also, you turn off your headlight thing right here so it doesn't drain the battery, okay? So if you have any of these issues, make sure that's pushed in first of all, okay? I already knew that wasn't the case, just because after purchasing this car and having it for a long time, that was never an issue. Everything worked fine, okay, up until the repair. Here's what the thing looks like, okay? It's like this. So they pull it out and it hangs out. It doesn't pull out all the way, it just pulls out and locks into place. And that kills, you know, all this other stuff like the memory and stuff to your vehicle, so it doesn't drain the battery, okay? Push it in and then it re-engages this fuse here. This is a 10 amp fuse, okay? That's this fuse here that's all blackened out on the panel here, okay? So this is what the panel looks like. All right, and this fuse is located down here. Let me see. It's a very tight squeeze, so you want to make sure your seat's all the way back, and it's hard to get two hands in here to do anything, especially if you're a bigger dude. So if you look right here, that's where it's supposed to be, okay? I don't know if you could see that or not, but that's where it should be removed from. So right there, okay? Of course there's other fuses, but yeah. So to take this out, what you need to do is pinch these two sides. So you need to pull it out and then pinch these and then pull it out the rest of the way. It's a pain in the ass to get this thing out, okay? Super hard. So what I had to do is I tried this, got 2 picks, pushed on one side, pushed on the other side. I couldn't get these to compress, just because you can't work in here with 2 hands. This kind of hinders your left hand, so you're always using your right hand to get in there, okay? So what I ended up doing was using these water pumps, adjusted them to that size, went around the outside and compressed this, and then pulled the crap out of it till it popped off. When doing so, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but if you look in between there, in between that V at the very top, those two pieces of metal should be fused together, and they're not. They're actually popped. I'm going to replace this and see if my alarm comes back on, see if my clock up there keeps its presets, and see if my gauges come on. But that's the only one that I found that had an issue, and the only reason why I didn't look at this first was because this was a weird design and I didn't know how to get it off. But if you look right here, as you can see right in there, I actually broke the tab, okay? I don't know how I did that, but you don't need this. You could just put a fuse directly in there and you could do away with this. This just grips the fuse for them to be able to pull it in and out for the dealership. That's all that does, okay? But you got spare fuses in here. So if you look at your panel here, it'll tell you right here, you got a spare 10 amp, spare 10 amp, spare 20 amp, okay? So don't sweat it. All your fuses are here. All right, so this thing here is your fuse puller and installer, I guess you could say. And basically it came out from the very top up there. But to make things simpler, I just like using these. So I installed the 10 amp right in there. So you can see that. So the 10 amps where that big old void is. Installed it directly. Got rid of these stupid little pull socket just in case it blows again. I ain't gotta deal with that crap. All right, now the moment of truth. Let's start it. So I'll hold the foot on the brake. Start the vehicle. Hopefully nothing else blows. And they're illuminated once more. Okay, switch this to on. And as you can see, it says 101. I'm gonna turn off the vehicle and let's see if it resets or not. The gauges all went down. Everything works perfectly. Let's see. Start it back up. And it still says 101. Okay. So it did not reset. This fix worked. All right, so as you can see, it's hot right now. I'm sweating. We're back in business. Everything works, which is great. It's phenomenal, actually, because I've been driving around at night when none of my needles lighting up, and I really couldn't tell how fast I was driving, okay? Also, another thing to mention is my trip odometer would actually reset as well. But anything in the gauge cluster that's not right, check that fuse for sure, okay? But that's going to complete today's video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, a thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated. If you want to see content like this and other content I'll be posting in the near future, like this removal of this vinyl and how hard it is to take off, stay tuned for that. But until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.